I gotta renew the chat, so let's go and do it. But hey, here's the music. All right, family, we up and we live. We're going to make this, we're going to do this show. We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. Now, first off, I want to welcome you. And welcome each of you to Where Your Hustle Build Muscle. This is the Congregation of the Mighty, and we are Giami Journey Media. Anime? The hell? This is a Heart of a Simba production. We strive. No, my fault. This is a Heart of. Come on, Simba. This is a Heart of a Simba production, and we are on Tribal Quotes. Strive, strive, strive to blow up your old paradigms. Yes, man. Run through these proverbs. We'll do some wisdom mining. I'm trying to get everything up. The chat is up. We are streaming on Facebook. We are streaming on YouTube. We are streaming on Periscope. We are streaming on stream.me. And I just want to make sure that everybody know that you are welcome. Call lines are open at 614-556-4535 because we already did our thing this morning for the ancestors. So we can immediately jump into conversations that we need to be having. Alright, so we are going to discuss the Proverbs of the day and try to bring them in tune and in line with what's going on in the world. What's going on in some of our personal lives, right? So, you see I got the green Daily Toaster shirt on. Of course, you know this is Ujamaa, and great Ujamaa to each and every last one of you out there. Make sure you like and share to let people know where we are. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're on that YouTube, because we got to build up our YouTube channel. But I was outside doing the math, and we are growing exponentially because we went from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 4, from 4 to 6, from 4 to 8. Now I'm ready to make the next jump. We about to make the next jump. All we gotta do is track our progress, and we need to build. You know, I know there's more of you out there listening, but I'm talking about listening live. So if you have any comments, you have any questions, feel free to go on and text them in, and I will deal with them if I can. Because like I said, I'm not one of those who pretend like I know everything. I got a few little gems in me, but that's about it. All right, so here we go. We are on day 60. For those that don't know, we pulled from the Geometry Journey Workbook, Tribal Quotes, at least in this session. In the next session, we will be, after we make it through the 90 days in this, right here, after we do those shows, we on 60, we got 30 more shows to go. We'll move to the African Opener's Tree of Life, and we'll go through that book again for the second time. We don't play here. We do some wisdom mining. Day 60. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. That's Mark Twain. Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. That's from Buddha. Last but not least, we got don't let your enemies get in the way of your work. That's from Nigeria, and from the House of People. Once again, we got don't let schooling interfere with your education. Mark Twain. Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. That's Buddha. And don't let your enemies get in the way of your work. That's from Nigeria, and the House of People. So, feel free to call. Use the call-in lines because I'm about to start going through them. I don't know who out there, but let me see who. I gotta go to my Hootsuite real quick. Alright, so it's just us right now. Cool. I'll work it out. Make sure. Real life at Geometry, so you hear kids yelling. It's real life at Geometry, so don't worry about it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, first off, let's do this. I'm going to give some people some time to call in because we got some regular callers. And they probably will call in a second. And if not, we'll go through it ourselves. What I'm going to do is put on some music, giving us a second so that we can go on and get ourselves together. So first we'll play a Geometry commercial, and I'll move you straight into the discussion. Everything moving slow. Good God Almighty. I didn't know it was moving this slow. All right. Commercial.
Giammi man, I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent sinner. I pledge to find and connect with my sinner. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher to create a better reality for myself. I pledge to live my life and go beyond all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principles of the Giammi warrior to assist all those seeking the path of success. I pledge all these things first to myself, to teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Giammi. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. That is the Giammi pledge that is said by all of our true members at least once a day. Peace and welcome to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos and podcasts. Subscribe as well as join the journey. Push past your self-imposed limitations within the Giammi journey. Peace.
Another with a humpy diggy he don't Abdul is about to come. Feel the rhythms that I give them and the wisdoms that I drop. Can't stop it, can't top it. Take a biscuit, sop it. It's ethereal, quite literal, more advanced than fiber optics. The truth that I flip may cause inflictions. I rip the script with conviction. I mean this. Alright, I grip the mic like kind of fiendish. Malik A. Willow B. Super genius in science and mathematics that allow me to say this. Not an ego, let's say we go back to Uraeus. You rob us, Uraeus through the chaos and confusion. Stimulating the five senses is not a mere illusion. Love and wisdom is art, put it together like fusion. Soldiers poised out to give a new world a contusion.
This call is being recorded.
I am the son of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. I'm hailing from the sun. I am the son of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. Heretics and some critics, they say we rank first. We're not the baddest of the bad, nor the worst of the worst. We strive for some abandonment in harmony with the universe. So weathered, we're unmovable like Mount Kilimanjaro. Africans will laugh again, so I say no sorrow. We are the people of the day before yesterday. We are the people of the day after tomorrow. I have a dream someday that our youth will be walking down the street, contemplating, nibbling on ginseng roots, giving hell to those who aren't hard for sure, but for show. Pretending what you hadn't done but said and didn't know. Claiming sex, throwing up gang signs, society's got you snared. What the hell is that sign language? For the spiritually impaired, I'm not a player hater, I'm just a player fader. What goes around comes around, vengeance is mine, I'll catch you later. I'm hailing from the sun. I am the son of none but one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. I'm hailing from the sun. I am the son of one, composed of 6 gods in the mix. No man to get the best of me. One man is the great test of me. The part of me that strives up and begins to pull up the rest of me. Conquering selfish, true manifest destiny, and good reflects this. As I become more mindful, godliness pierces the blindfold, and I take it to the line so you can't check this. I pumps courage to the chest when suckers come for test. When they come for test, there's no need to press a 9. I've got to put a sucker with great outputs of the mind. My clairvoyance is a product of mind sight, creating foresight instead of hindsight. My buoyancy is a reflection of my hardship. I've been through much, and I'm beyond death. My legacy is a reflection of my godship. I hold a tight grip until my last breath. I'm heading for the sun. I'm the son of man was born to work 6 gods. No gimmicks, just a few turntable tricks executed by DJ Superman top notch. More vision than Black Watch. He steps upon the heads of DJs like a quick game of hopscotch. Wherever the top drops, then we must begin with musical sustenance. Food that comes through the eye of the storm, though cosmic in fact. This child's tracks are produced in his humanoid form. We are the sum of none but one.
Alright, so we are back, family. We got our proverbs, and we're about to break them down. Lady J, you on the line? What's going on?
Not much.
What? That's all you got to say? Wait, you at work today?
No.
All right, so you ready to have this conversation? 'Cause we about to get it.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with 1, 2, or 3?
2.
Excellent choice. Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. Words from the Buddha.
Can you repeat it? Hold on. Because my mouth.
Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. You got it?
No, you went in and out. It sounds like a lot going on in your background.
It is a lot going on because it's real life at Giami Journey. In other words, you can't hear me because we got... Alright, Jenna, y'all think I'm playing. Chaos is inherent in all compound things. Strive on with diligence.
Okay.
You want me to go or you want to go first?
You can go first.
Alright, cool. Chaos is inherent in all compound things. Now, compound things are things that have many layers. There's many things going on. Like, for example, the movement that we're constantly striving for, any nation building process that we embark upon, it's going to be compounded. There's going to be compounded things, issues that pop up. And we have to understand that chaos is inherent in these things. When you get many things in one place, you're going to have constant confusion. And in working through that confusion, right, we start having conflicts that pop up. And the one thing that he talk about is strive on with diligence. Maintain your perseverance. Persevere. Strive to make sure that you stay on your purpose so that you can pull out of the chaos the thing that is being born, because out of chaos a lot of times comes the birth of something beautiful. A lot of times we want to avoid that chaos, but we can't avoid that chaos if we're talking about creating something new. We can't avoid that chaos if we're talking about making change. So we have to be willing and able to throw ourselves sometime into chaos. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we're dealing with multiple things. You can't be scared of that chaos. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to come. You're going to have the hard times. People go in with their list. They go in with their ideas about how things are supposed to work, not really realizing that the universe also has a plan. And when we are embarked in that, it may appear to be chaos, but the thing that's going to bring everything into order for us is our diligence. It's our diligence. At least that's the way I see the proverb. How about you, Lady J?
I think it made me think about organized chaos. Some people are so they think that things are just supposed to be perfect or be very orderly, but there's a such thing as organized chaos. And sometimes people, they abandon or they give up because what looks like chaos is actually more like organized chaos, I guess, sometimes. And so with that being said, it kind of aligns with what you were saying, is that it's the necessary.
It's necessary.
I think my example is like the classroom. We have been told that the classroom is supposed to be quiet and it's supposed to be the teacher teaching and the students learning. But really what it's supposed to be is the teacher cultivating or for facilitating some learning. But it should be students talking, students moving, students doing, right? And so if someone is operating up under that idea with the traditional schools, that would look like chaos system. You know what I'm saying? But really what it is what's necessary for learning to take place.
How about I mean the same thing can be said about childbirth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people don't really understand that is a chaotic moment. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's the closest you get to death.
Not only is it the closest you get to the death, but the whole situation is totally chaos because you can't predict exactly the moment. You might be able to get the month. Hell, some people might even be able to get the day. But they can't get down to the minute and the hour when it happens. And when it happens, it's usually in a chaotic manner. And out of that chaos comes a beautiful child. You know what I'm saying? And when we got to understand that the process of giving birth, the process of creating, the process of building, there is going to arise chaos. And some people are so uncomfortable with chaos, they want to plan around all of the chaos. Like you got some teachers that walk in with a lesson plan and they will miss what the children picked up or what the children learned or the direction that the children are growing in because it does not fit in with their plan. Now just imagine if people did childbirth like that. I mean, I missed the damn birth because I'm so caught up in all of the other chaos around. You need to be able to be diligent in what you're doing. You need to be able to be diligent in your purpose. You need to be able to be diligent on your path so that you can extract out of the chaos that new life that's going to be born. No argument? No comment? You chilling, girl. You still there, Lady J? She might have hung up. Alright. Let me make sure the lines are still open. Okay, she's still there. I can't hear you, Lady J, if you were saying anything, so we're gonna move on. So she did number 2. So we're gonna move to number 3. Better yet, let's move to number 1. Let's say the African proverb for last. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. Huh?
Did you finish making that account yet?
What account?
On the thing.
No, I haven't. I'm going to take my time with that. That's my tablet. Real life here, Geometry Journey. So, the issue is not letting your schooling interfere with your education. Schooling is a programming. It's a programming to get you ready so that you can interact in the society in which we live. Education is where, one of my elders told me a long time ago, education is about pulling what's in you out of you. You understand what I'm saying? Pulling out those natural gifts, pulling out those old memories, pulling out those ancestral memories, right? And the piece that I think that Mark Twain was trying to get to here, I don't know if he was trying to get to that, but what I'm picking up is that don't allow your schooling to stop the true learning process that goes on, the true pulling out, the true exploring of who you are and learning about who you are. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey, a lot of times we get involved in these processes that are laid out for us, these curriculums that are laid out for us, and we don't really we're not really able to explore the things that are really within us, because in every subject you can find a piece of you, and that's the most important part about the whole education piece, right? In every piece of curriculum, in every subject, in every area in which you study, you need to be able to pour out a piece of you so that you can explore deeply and go deeper into it. You know what I'm saying? By looking at yourself and seeing how you can apply that to your life. We got somebody else calling in. Lady J done went quiet on us, but somebody else called in. Or Lady J, did you call back in? Brother Shaka?
No, this is me. This is me.
Uh-oh. Here we go. What's up, Brother Shaka? What's going on?
Yeah, how you know it was me?
Man, I got your picture right up on my screen. You're a regular caller, and you get to control the chat, so we know it's you, my friend. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. I saw the signal, and I called in. I was hoping that y'all didn't get too deep into it because I'm ready. I'm ready.
Wait, hold on. So you got the signal. I'm glad somebody got the signal. Everybody out there that got that black signal, let me know, because I had to make some major changes because it came through on a different number, didn't it?
No. Actually, it was the face thing that told me to jump on.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were talking about the black signal that I sent out. Because I'm sending out the signal, and I'm trying to see how many people got it, because I don't see it popping up on my screen. And I'm trying to make sure that it's working, because I got a major signal that I'm sending out this weekend about the mall that we're going to be having next week, our market initiative. You know what I'm saying? To try to do some real nation building down here. Do you need to hear the last proverb we was talking about?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Don't let schooling interfere with your education. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. That's by Mark Twain. Says a lot in a couple of words. Don't let your schooling interfere with your education. And
is Lady J on the line right now?
She's on the line. I'm so surprised that she ain't chime in on this one. I'm wondering if she might be busy or whatever, but she's listening in. So, but that is an excellent one. Don't let your schooling interfere with your education.
Well, hi, Tim. I mean, everybody at Nyame Journey knows how I feel about education. I honestly believe that. Before I get into Common Core and Blase Skip and all of that, I mean, it's evident in my own circumstance that, when I sent my son to a public school, the last thing that they focused on was, his education. It was so much more that deterred us from even getting into my son's head, figuring out what was there and what he needed fundamentally to be able to move, with the other students, and fully understand and grasp what, I homeschool because once I see these things for myself, I don't have to delegate it to anybody else to be able to make sure that he's treated a certain way or that there's a certain thing to be, dealt with. And it's a double-sided coin, though, I feel. Mm-hmm. Because when things go on,
All right, Shaka dropped off. Shaka, you dropped off.
Part of the process, is part of the treatment, and it's part of just taking care of the, response. If a lot more of us, and I'm saying, including myself, just took care of the responsibility, wouldn't have a lot of the anxiety and fears about, sending our children to public or wherever they're going to school, because we've equipped them. So don't let schooling get in the way of education.
It says don't let your schooling get in the way of. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. And they didn't say your schooling. It said don't let schooling interfere with your education.
Right. So dig this. And then I look at it on a generational piece too. I was talking to my father the other night, and this is a big conversation. I didn't intend for it to be, but what it was is that I'm looking at my circumstances, and I realized, in comparison to my dad as my father and me as my son's father, I realized what is majorly different. And see, the thing is that for my own father, when he had me here and my mother wasn't here, well, he was able to work out a deal with my grandparents for them to take care of me while he went out and took care of his vocation. Mm-hmm. While he was in the military, while he was out working at power plants or whatnot, I stayed in Cleveland Heights with my grandparents, all right? And so the piece is that what I look at right now is that I don't have a mother or a father to be able to work out a deal like that with. Right. I don't have that type of family to be able to work out a deal to say, hey, can you take care of him while I make these power moves? And so I think that in the context of that, my father, it took a little bit for him to absorb that idea that, yeah, you can look at me and say, well, all you need to do is do this, or all you need to do is get a job like some of our elders do. You know what you need is a job. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, hold on a second. When you look at the reality, that shit that you just said to me is offensive to the nature of what I believe in. Not that I don't believe that I should have a job. I just don't believe that that's the answer to what we're dealing with. Right. Follow me? So, is any of that connecting?
Yes, because like I said, I was having a conversation earlier tonight, and you have those generational divides where it's like a lot of our elders can't understand our existence because we don't have access to what they have. Because, like, for example, when your father was making power moves, or my dad was out doing what he was doing, or my mom was trying to get herself together, there was, in a sense, a safety net within our community because there was enough economic influx as far as increase in wages. The value of the dollar was high. Grandmothers could still be grandmothers and take care of the home and shit. And people don't understand, so they look at you and be like, "What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you?" And a lot of them benefited from a lot of the struggles of the 60s, the 50s and the 60s. A lot of them benefited from that. But they stopped. And in them stopping, they left a void for us. And now it's like, well, it's all the same now. When in fact, it's not all the same. You know what I'm saying? The schooling, the program.
So let me ask you this, Tim. Do you feel that it was an advantage or a disadvantage that our grandparents, through this, what do you call it, the great migration, right, from the South up to here, was it an advantage or a disadvantage that they pushed us away from agriculture into the college?
Now, during the time, it was an advantage in the time. But one of the things that we have to develop as a people is a depth of vision. We didn't realize, in the sense that we're fighting a generational battle. You know what I'm saying? And what every culture needs, because we're Americans, so all Americans is going to look out for other Americans. You know what I'm saying? And things have changed, and we have overcome, and kumbaya, all that shit, right? We're starting to realize that all that shit was an illusion. And now we know that we, in a sense, should have kind of focused on some of the agricultural arts and the building arts. And in a sense, what's crazy is that as I'm doing some research, in many ways, Booker T talking about dropping your bucket where you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Was a brilliant approach. You know what I'm saying? Because what we did, we jumped straight to the college. So what happens? What happened is a lot of us start jumping away from those skills, those basic skills that we need to maintain a community. You can't maintain a community without the agricultural piece. You can't maintain a community without the building piece. You can't maintain a community without the corner stores and shit like that, and places of distribution for all of this stuff. And we jumped right over that. You know what I'm saying? Because
right. I mean, but I tell them, like,
that's
and this is where accountability take grave interest, man. Is that, look, like I said, it was our people that pushed us away from the agriculture. 20 years ago, when I was at Ohio State University, they were giving black students full rides in the
agriculture department. And we ain't, you know what? And what's crazy, you need to admit this, Shaka. You didn't know about that probably after you got out of college or after you dropped out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't because the reason me and you know it, because you found out about it probably through the same person I found out from, Malika Fakour.
Yep.
Because she was in there and she was getting people into that program. But we didn't find out about that till we was already in college. I mean, hell, we was already on our way, and we said we're gonna be these individuals that don't have these hand skills. Well, you got some, but I didn't have the hand skills. You know what I'm saying? And agriculture's below me. You need to be doing some engineering rather than some goddamn farming, because we thought it was beneath us, and we was told it was beneath us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like being able to, you know what I'm saying? We were sold some goods, and it was like we were sold some goods that wasn't good for the future. Although it was good for that point in time, we started to recognize it's not good for the future. And
like seedless fruit.
Exactly.
Like seedless fruit.
Exactly. We was taught and promoted into being seedless fruit. And thanks Kwame for letting me know you got the black signal. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of us was pushed into those things because you need to get away, because in a sense we was trying to escape blackness. Because what it was we was told that America is going to balance out, and we all starting at the same level. And we don't need people in grocery stores. We don't need people in farms. We need technical people that could, that could figure out these computers and shit, not really realizing that if everybody in your culture is pursuing these so-called higher jobs, who's going to take care of the basic shit that's going to make sure that the babies are able to survive? Because if I get you all in this techno shit and y'all all the way out here in outer space and shit, who's going to take care of home? You understand what I'm saying? That was schooling. That wasn't education. Education brings you into tune with what's truly in you. And part of us is being connected with the earth. And I ain't saying all of us have to go back into agriculture, but agriculture, we neglected the importance of being connected to the land. Hell, in America, one of the things that Thomas Jefferson was telling motherfuckers is that if we want to maintain freedom in America, we can't maintain freedom with artisans and the mercantile class. We need people in the agricultural class to maintain freedom in America. Because when you're able to produce your own food and shit and avoid debt, you're not beholden to anyone, so you can maintain your freedom, the freedom of your family, and the freedom of your community. But go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. You was about to say something.
Yeah, you know how my mind works, I tell. So, and I'm gonna call on Brother Kwame again.
he out there. He listen.
because here's the thing, like what we learn from the films, it's teaching everybody the same story. It's just a matter of who we identify with most. If we identify with the underdog, then, you know, or if we, however, what it is that we identify with. So let me get to the point. Remember the movie Ocean's 11?
Yep.
Do you remember how they had to go steal this big, I forget what you call it, but it was ultimately a big ass magnet.
Right.
That when they turned it on, would cause that all of Las Vegas would basically black out.
Right.
Right? Now, work with me here. That we know this technology is available. That we know that this technology is available. And also, blackout. A blackout or a blackout in America is a reset. That disgruntled about where America's going, those who have the power, and that if they were courageous enough to
You breaking up. You breaking
reason
up.
it doesn't happen. The reason it doesn't happen is that if you flip that switch, your system doesn't exist. Hello?
I'm listening. I'm listening. Can you hear me? Can you hear-
Now I can hear you.
Right. Yours is going in
Is
and
my
out
message?
too.
Is my?
A part of what you
Am
said.
I going in and out?
Yeah, a part of what you said was missed. So you started with the magnet, and if you flip that switch, everything you know goes out. Is that am I correct?
Right.
Okay. So we caught that.
And the people who have the access to the people who have access to the switch won't flip it because they know that in the dark, your system doesn't exist.
Right.
So, you know, what is it that we intentionally, what is our intention in progress? Because we all have different ideas. And I was just on another live. Somebody asked me a question. I said, you know what? It's not going to happen all at once. Like, we ain't going to wake up one day like, you know what, black people? Man, you know, or whoever, for whoever, for mankind. It's not going to happen that we wake up when we're all on one accord.
We might never be on one accord. Because the first proverb kind of deal with that. The first proverb deal with that.
I would ask you if you can imagine a world where everyone was on one accord, but then I would have to follow up and ask you, now is this real?
Mm-mm.
Because it's not.
It's not. It's not. We're never all going to, it's chaos. You know what I'm saying? We have to be diligent to pull out of chaos what it is that we want. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the first proverb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That deals with the first proverb. You know what I'm saying? We have to be willing to be diligent to be able to get what we want out of life. We got to be diligent to get what we want as a group. You know what I'm saying? We can't give up because it seems chaotic and it's uncomfortable. And we can't allow our schooling, because the schooling usually is in line with the powers that be, but it's the education that awakens that Messiah within yourself. It's the education that pulling out. You know what I'm saying? That thing that is really within you, because the schooling teaches you to be what society or what the powers that be want. Education teaches you to be what the universe needs. The reason that you chose to come back here, if you choose to view the universe like that. And Gianni, I teach. We chose to come here. We chose to come at this time This time is a stellar time for souls like ours because this is the time of legend makers. This is the time of myth makers. This is the time for individuals to rebuild the world. And of course, in doing that, chaos is going to emerge. And out of that chaos, there has to be people there that are able to be diligent, to be able to pull us back into some semblance of order. Because everybody can't deal with chaos. Like, people be mad at me because I'll set up an event. I'll set up a motherfucking event. Like I said, my superpower is space, time, and sleep. Space, time, and sleep. I create space, time, and I'm going to go to sleep.
A few years ago.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
A few years ago, somebody made a comment that initially somebody made a comment that what? I got to see what's going on with my computer. My computer about to crash. It just went black. Who told me? He was like, you too. I was like, I said, what? He said, yeah, you remind me of chaos. I said, who's that? He's like, well, he started laughing to himself. He's like, it's not a person, it's a thing. And so I'm like, well, wow, all right. And we were amongst other folks, so I just let it be. But it stuck with me.
You going in and out, Shaka. I don't know what's going on. My computer has went totally black. I don't know if he's still on the line. But family, do not let your schooling, do not let the schooling interfere with your education. Is the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Schooling is the process that has been put in place for you to keep you stuck or to keep you in service of a system that does not work for you. Education is about pulling out the master in you, pulling out the generational wisdom that's within you. And I know it's scary. But you need to know you're not alone in this. But I'm gonna move to the last proverb because I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna end it because right now the line is down, the chat is down, so I can't see anything. So don't let your enemies get in the way of your work. Now I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, regardless of whether I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. Because before them, I was doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Whether I was trying to write books, whether I was trying to share the information, whether I was doing classes with people in person, or whether I had to talk to people over the phone. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. We can't allow our enemies and some of the tools when they break down to stop us from doing our work. You know what I'm saying? We can't allow people's attitudes to stop us from doing our work. We can't allow those that are jealous of us to stop us from doing our work. Nation building is a process that needs to continue. And then going back to the first proverb, sometime chaos is going to come out. And we have to be able to maintain ourselves and maintain our diligence so that we could pull order, or that at least we could see. Because some people can't see order and chaos. But like I said, I set up events where I'm able to see order in chaos. I'm comfortable. I could be comfortable in total chaos. I go to sleep in that shit. That's my superpower. Right? Really. Because the whole piece for me is, boom, what emerges. What emerges. A lot of y'all scared of waiting for what emerges. Even in the schooling process. You want to rebel right away before you are able to see what might come out of that chaos or what might come out of that process. There's some information there that's, if you connect it to who you are, you're going to be able to plug into something greater and be able to pull something that's useful up out of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the challenge for a lot of us, family. That's the challenge for a lot of us. And the last proverb, once again, brings us to this. Don't let your enemy get in the way of your work. It's work out here. It's work to be done. And we got to be willing to get out here and do this. And we can't depend on nobody else to do it for us. So that's the line. That's the saying. And this is what's going on, right? It shouldn't even ring that many damn times.
This conference is being recorded by the organizer.
All right.
This call is being recorded.
All right. So Shaka pop back up. Lady J pop back up. Y'all got anything? Lady J, you up? Shaka, you up?
Yep.
So I mean, everything you said,
just messed up.
Man, this line is horrible. I'm about to go and set up something with another tablet. I'm gonna try to do that tonight, so that I can make sure I got everything together for the morning. But family, y'all got any closing words? Because it's like the computer's acting up. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. It's been a long day. And I didn't even know that tomorrow I don't have no children. So I gotta go to my venture and don't have no children there. So I gotta get my mind ready for that. That's kind of a shock to the system.
You gotta go where?
To my adventure. I go to a venture I go to a daily adventure. I go out and I slay dragons and
the children will not be there. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, children not there tomorrow.
Was it like a parent conference day or something?
No, that's we got a training day. So we're gonna be training all day.
Oh, okay.
Don't be.
So you say you just gonna toss the last proverb?
It's over. I killed it. You know. Hopefully somebody got something out of it. But the chat is messed up, man. I can't get to the chat. As you saw with the Uber conference, y'all saw what Uber conference did with y'all. And Lady J, did it drop you off the whole time?
I had to click over.
Okay, cool. So you was handling some business. I thought that was us. The chat is not up. My Hootsuite is not up. I don't know what's going on. But we won't have these problems in the future pretty soon. So, because some things are coming.
Happy Valentine's Day, Lady J. I don't celebrate any consumer holiday stuff. Like I'm second.
We don't celebrate that shit. Lady J, you going out of town tomorrow? Lady J, you said no.
What you say?
I said, are you going out of town tomorrow?
I'm not. No.
What? How come you ain't respond to my text?
Daddy, we're going to Chicago.
So I thought it was a redundant.
When are we going to Chicago?
Why was Why was it a redundant question? If I asked you,
not a redundant question.
Why?
Because I figured you already knew the answer.
Oh, so you read my mind now? You read anybody
No, I
else's
know
mind?
that work with people that know the answer.
But I'm asking you. I ain't going to ask you online, so now you're going to have to go on and either text me or you're going to have to give me a conversation or something.
Why?
What?
Oh, my goodness. I ain't got time for this, Jim.
Okay. All right, family. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Those that tuned in, I'm glad the black.
I had some words.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my words are different tonight.
Uh-oh.
And you know, when I say the word God, I'm speaking of an ambiguous term. I'm not speaking of a man. I'm speaking of a spirit. I'm speaking of an energy. I'm speaking of whatever that energy is that put things into motion. I choose to call that energy God. Something that's not seen, omnipresent, all-knowing, omnipotent. And like I said, it is an energy from the universe. I call the universe God. Certain things come from the universe, right? Cannot be explained. They are without explanation, without any reason. It is just the way it is. And some of us have gifts. And those gifts, again, are not gifts that we gave ourselves. There are things that was these things were bestowed upon us from our universe because we have a divine purpose. And for so long, I have struggled with. Sometimes I struggle with, and my blessing that has been bestowed upon me. And so I just want to say that whole, this idea that it's God-like, I just let it shine. That is something that has been in me all week as I do what it is that I feel like I've been called and destined to do. Fulfilling a purpose, fulfilling a vision. So I want to encourage everyone to find that gift, to live in that gift, and know that this is not something, this gift, your natural talent, that exists within you, those things that you naturally do well, that comes without thinking, that you can do, in your sleep. That is your gift. And I just encourage everyone to operate in their gifts, and be sure to give honor and thanks and praise to the universe, because that's where that gift comes from. And that's it.
Okay. Shaggy, you got some closing words for the people?
No, man, I think that was beautiful enough.
Okay.
We'll leave it like that.
Let's just leave it like that. Thank you for joining us on the journey where we believe your hustle builds muscle. This is Giami Journey Media. Anime, wake up. Anime. Damn, even Anime is acting up on me. The hell going on? All right. Okay, Anime. This is a Heart of December production. We strive to blow up your old paradigms. Conversation not over. We got some different views of folk tales. By all means, share them. But right now, tonight, I'm about to go to sleep. Y'all take it easy. I'll see you in the morning.